Hi, I'm RG Skadberg, attorney with CCSK Law. When your child turns 18, it is a substantial shift in how that person is looked at by the world. Your child's financial information, health information, education information is all now owned exclusively by that child. In order to take care of your child as your child continues to go off to school or go out into the work world, you are going to need some permission from that child to be able to access that information. It may not seem like a big deal, but something like FERPA might limit your capacity to find out information about your child being enrolled in school. You may pay the bill, but you may not know if your child's actually enrolled or be able to get a transcript or even talk to the financial aid department to help your child through some issue with their financial aid or with their tuition. HIPAA would say that you could pay the insurance bill, but you can't find out what you're paying. The number of parents that I've talked to who get a bill in the mail from their child who's off at school and say, hey, pay this $200, they call to clarify if it's legitimate, and the insurance company will say, we can't discuss that with you because of HIPAA. So it's important to not only get a HIPAA release, but if there was an emergency where your child was in the hospital, it's very important to have something in place so that you can talk to doctors or, if necessary, make decisions on behalf of your child for medical information. Financial information like banking, if there's credit information, maybe down the road your child's looking to purchase property and you want to be involved in that conversation, it's important that your child give you permission to be able to step in. This happened actually, that was how my foray into this conversation started. My daughter was getting ready to go to Spain as part of a high school trip. We went to the bank to make sure that her debit card would work overseas, and we got a credit card set up that would work overseas. I'm just talking to the bank manager, making sure all the accounts were set up, and she just said to me at one point, you need to stop talking. And that's not an easy thing for me to do, but I was thrown by that a little bit, and she said, well, your daughter is 18, correct? And I said, well, yes. She said, your daughter needs to answer these questions. It's her bank account, it's her information, and she's the one that has to make sure that that's what she wants to do. And I said, well, I was on her bank account. I mean, we share the account. She said, not when she turned 18. We consider that a custodial account, and you're no longer on that account. That was shocking to me, and what was even more shocking is I live in this world every day dealing with clients and talking about the importance of powers of attorney and such. So I walked away from that. I did some research. I learned about FERPA, which is the equivalent of HIPAA for education, which I was referencing, and how locked down that information legally is. Now, the reality is you may not actually bump into that. You may be able to talk to the family doctor because you have a relationship. You may go to the bank and they talk to you because you have a relationship. The problem is that's a casual sort of approval. Unfortunately, when things, when rubber hits the road type of stuff, or an emergency occurs, you may be dealing with other people and they may not have the same relationship, or some light goes off in one of those offices and they say, oh, wait a minute, we don't have the authority to talk to you, and so suddenly you're cut off. It's better to plan when things are calm so that when things aren't, we can get through those as smooth as possible. So, important to talk to your child about getting some documentation in place to make sure that in case something happens, you have the capacity to step in. Be happy to help you. I don't charge for an initial consultation. If you just want to have some questions answered to understand what your options might be, give us a call, 219-230-3600, and you can also visit our website, ccsklaw.com.